Good morning, friends. Today I briefly tell you what a novel is and how it is related to a short story. Short story and novel are the two main genres in fictional prose in literature. Novel is bigger, vaster, and more complex than short story. Short story is always short. It concerns with a single incident in the life of a person, or it's about an event of a day. It's a small incident which is written pictorially with a simple technique. So short story is always called short story. Of course, you can ask me a question whether there is a long story. Yes, there is a long story also. Most of Anton Chekhov's stories are long. Some stories are long, some stories are short. But you say some is a short story, we call long story. So the long story, if it is extended, it becomes a novella, which is about 100 pages or so, and the limit of words is 1,000. Whereas a novel consists of more than 2 lakhs words, and it's far bigger. The length of a novel comes in print about 200 to 300 pictures. Novel has a story. What the novel does, novel tells a story. Who is in the novel? The voice that we call a persona. The novelist is in the novel. He tells you a story, or he makes a character to tell you the story. There are different narrative techniques to tell a story. So, the emphasis in the novel is a kind of an elaborate writing. Novel has amplitude. The constituents of novel are setting, theme, characters, plot structure, narrative technique, dialogue, and style. Setting is the place. It's also called background. It functions like a curtain behind the characters on the stage of a drama. Without a place, characters cannot live. Theme is the idea, what Henry James calls in French donné. The subject matter. When you ask a question, what is it about? The answer is theme. So the next is characters. The characters are the people, what E.M. Forster says in his book, The Aspects of the Novel. The novelist creates the characters of different kind, of different ages. Many times he adopts this method of contrast. So there is a variety of characters in a novel. Men, women, children, old men, old women, etc. So the novel is filled with the characters. The third is plot, structure. What is say? The structure of the novel. Plot means action. There should be some action in the novel. Without action, there cannot be a novel. Without action, there cannot be a drama. Something must happen. Something will happen. It may happen in the beginning, or in the middle, or in the end. So something happens in the novel, that is, in what ways happens is a structure. Then comes the narrative technique. There is a first person technique, second person technique, third person narrative, aerial view, close up view, cinematic technique. There are so many narrative techniques. Of all the techniques, first person narrative is very popular. The novelist tells you the novel with I. That's narrative, first person narrative technique. Sometimes he tells the story backwards. The climax is in the beginning and it takes back you in the deep into the past. So the next, what you have is the dialogue. The dialogue is not as predominant as in a drama. Dialogue is a sine qua non of drama. But in novel, dialogue is less, elaboration is more. The narration is more. So the dialogue is necessary whenever there is dialogue. It may be a short dialogue or a long dialogue. Like dialogue has different purposes. It portrays the characters. It moves the story. Characterization is also the task of dialogue. So next is the style. Style pertains to the language aspects of the novel. What kind of a language he uses? Are there different words of a different languages also? So, if it's one language, you can understand. If there are words of different language, it's very difficult to understand. The language is the tool through which the novelist tells you the story. There is more emphatic kind of a thing, like that, more very interesting or appealing, like as it happens in Moby Dick. His narrative is in a colloquial style. He tells you the story as an intimate friend to the listener, as it is in Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness. So the style includes the language constituents, the words, sarcasms, and figurative language, images, a symbol. Symbolism may be in another dimension in a novel. So these are the different constituencies of the novel. When you know the theory of the novel, you should know all about this. When you want to critically analyze a novel, you should be able to analyze the novel on these 6 main constituents wise. You have to analyze the novel, and that becomes the criticism of the novel. Thank you.